boy, where do I start? Chappelle is genius. Gotta hand it to him. That opening is so many things at once. Think of it as a shield, insurance. I've just formally denounced anti-Semitism in front of y'all. Now whatever comes out of my mouth next cannot be anti-Semitism, can it? But then he says, that, Kanye, is how you buy yourself some time. This punchline blows every shred of seriousness out of that statement he's just read, meaning, sooner or later, they'll come for me. And sure thing, many did. Chappelle then says he's always known that you're not supposed to utter the words the and Jews together, because no good will come out of it. This is the base premise of his entire half of the monologue, before he goes on to debunk and ridicule that idea, in the same skillful and meticulous way of his. Now I see why he loves this genre. You cannot do this any other way. He lets the audience know that he grew up around Jewish community, and that many of his friends are Jews. That means, he says, he's not freaked out by the culture. He'd tell his Jew buddy, let's go out tomorrow, and his buddy will respond, it's Shanana. Correct me if I'm wrong, but ain't nothing in Judaism that bears the name Shanana. Perhaps the closest word in Hebrew is shanda, and that means shame or scandal. Could he? He was probably just pointing to how funny some Jewish holidays are called. Shavuot, Shemini, Hanukkah. Anyway, but that is also to say that he cannot be hostile and prejudiced toward people he grew up around and still be friends. Doesn't make sense. Hostility and prejudice. That's the dictionary definition of the word anti-Semitism. He then briefly tells Kanye's saga since the DEFCON tweet. Kanye broke the perception rule, he said. The way Chappelle words it clearly tells you that he disapproves of what he thinks is antagonizing censorship. That if they're black, it's a gang. If they're Italian, it's a mob. But if they're Jewish, it's a coincidence and you should never speak about it. Chappelle himself walks a fine line there. He stretches the boundaries of discomfort to a point where you think he's going to go too far. But every word is calculated with precision in his repertoire. So he starts with Kanye's case before he moves to the NBA player Kyrie Irving, who got so much heat. Nike's relationship with him severed for good after he posted a movie link, no caption, that allegedly has anti-Semitic tropes in it. It's here where Chappelle picks up a rather serious note to point out that he draws the line. That's when the audience went really quiet. We know Jews have gone through much, Chappelle says. Probably in reference to World War II and all that the Jews have endured, but you can't blame your past traumas on African Americans. In allusion to Kyrie, I don't know how much of Kanye Chappelle want to include in that statement, but there you go. He ends with a daring and ingenious joke, again, that goes beyond the joke intended to make you laugh. It's hilarious food for thought. He confirms that there are a lot of Jews in show business. He's seen them with his own eyes. Like, a lot. Just when you think he's gonna say something stupid, he pulls the brake, spins and goes. Doesn't mean anything. A lot of black folks in Ferguson, Missouri too. Very thoughtful reference. He could have said DC or anywhere else, but that's a reference to the civil unrest. Doesn't mean black people, however multitudinous they are, run things in Ferguson. They're powerless. It's easy and okay and even makes sense to be led to think that since Jews are occupying numerous top power positions in show business, they must be running the whole thing, and therefore it's easy for them to cancel you or ruin your life if you go against them. It's not a crazy thing to think, Chappelle says, but it's crazy and even dangerous to say. And that is a full circle to where he started. It's ridiculous to be compelled not to say something that is neither hostile nor prejudiced. That's it for this video. Leave me a comment below and tell me what you make of this. Famous and powerful as he is, do you think Chappelle might get more serious heat for this monologue? Or will the loose stand-up comedy genre that he so skillfully masters shield him from, in his own words, whoever they are? Ta-ta.